Hello, Colts Nation, and what's up, No Horse and Family? Before we get into the episode, we want to start this off. As you guys know, we didn't do the live stream this previous week and wanted to at least start it off with a moment of silence as we look over what happened to Damar Hamlin over the weekend and continue to think of him and continue to have him in our thoughts and prayers. So, we're going to try to actually have a little bit of a show tonight, something fun. We're going to try to talk a little bit of sports, talk a little bit about the Colts. So let's just jump right in, you guys. Hello, Colts Nation, and what's up, No Horse and Family? Welcome back to another episode of the No Horsing Around podcast. As always, I am one of two dudes talking Colts. I am one of your hosts, Stephen Burton. And on today's episode, you guys, we're going to talk about kind of a fun topic, a topic that's been really hot and really covered quite a bit. But before I do that, I want to give a massive shout out to our new sponsor, WagerWire. WagerWire is a first of its kind app where you will be able to buy and sell your previously placed sports bets, jump in and out of futures all season, cash in on parlays before they bust, and trade game lines up to the buzzer. It's going to change betting forever, you guys. Make sure you follow them on Twitter at WagerWire for sports talk, and then jump on their Twitter Spaces, which is run by fans for fans. There's a new app launching next year, so be sure that you're the first to get it by dropping your email over at wagerwire.com. Like I said, you guys wanted to give a massive shout out to them, but let's jump right into our topic, right? Right, and kind of to what everyone's talking about, and that's Jim Harbaugh and what looks to be him heading to the NFL. Okay, so let's kind of backtrack a little bit. Report comes out from Bruce Feldman at ESPN that Jim Harbaugh is headed to the NFL if he gets an offer, which is kind of confusing, right? Like, does that mean any offer? Does that mean just some offer? Does he have to be okay with the GM? Does he want some power? Does it matter where he goes, right? And on an interview with Rich Eisen, Bruce Feldman talked about it and said, I think he doesn't really want all that control. He just wants a GM he can work with. They talked a little bit about the Broncos, a little bit about the Panthers, and they didn't really mention the Colts. And I know in Indy, we are talking a ton about him coming here, mainly due to the fact that he's played here. He was the quarterback here. He took the Colts to an AFC title game. He's in the Ring of Honor. We know he's talked with Jim Irsay at least once, probably multiple times at this point. And I wanted to dive in because as of the recording of this today, he released a statement, right? Jim Harbaugh himself released it. And I'm going to I want to discuss it, right? A lot of people are saying, well, close the door. He is staying at Michigan because he's come out and he said so. But, you guys, in actuality, he's not really said so, right? Like when you really look over what he has said, I'm going to pull it up because I want to make sure that I'm right. What he has said, Jim Harbaugh said, as I stated in December, while no one knows what the future holds, I expect that I will be enthusiastically coaching Michigan. Okay. That's not him saying he's definitely coaching Michigan. In stark contrast, Juwan Howard, who's the Michigan basketball coach, when he said it, when he came out, he said, I am the head coach at the University of Michigan. I am blessed to be working at the greatest university in the world. I am blessed to be guiding a group of wonderful young men. We have goals, dreams, and championships to win. This is where my focus is. Big difference. Juwan Howard, I am not exploring or seeking or listening. Jim Harbaugh didn't say that, you guys. So I don't know what part of what people are reading makes you think that he is this is where I'm staying. I don't think so. I don't. I think he's open. I think he wants to return to the NFL. To hear Bruce Feldman talk about it is, if you gave him the option of Super Bowl title or national title, he wants a Super Bowl title. He's openly talked about the fact that not winning the Super Bowl is kind of that burr in his saddle. It's that person, that woman who got away. It's missing from his resume, right? That's what he wants. So let's backtrack too. Would he be a good fit in Indy? I think absolutely. I think he would absolutely be a good fit. We've heard arguments that said, well, he burns bright and he burns fast. He's been at Michigan for a while now, right? And I know that you turn over in that. He's a college coach. Not really, right? He came to the pros before and he was amazing at the pros. I think it was like what, 44 and 19, 48 and 19, somewhere around there with the Niners. We also had an argument one time come to us when we brought him up that said they won without him. They kind of won in spite of him, and they were fine. Let's backtrack this a little bit, okay? Let's track Jim Harbaugh's career. San Diego, okay, was great there. That's an FCS school. Makes the jump to Stanford, okay? Stanford before he got there, 5-6, 1-11. Jim Harbaugh gets there, 4-8, 5-7, 8-5, 12-1. Peace out. I'm headed to the Niners. When he left, David Shaw sustained that. So I give massive credit. David Shaw's an amazing coach. He goes to the Niners. The Niners did not have a winning record. I think it was for 8 straight seasons before he got there. They were 6-10 the year before he got there. He comes in 13-3 NFC title game. Fine, next year, 11-4-1 Super Bowl. Runner up. He didn't win. Next year, 12-4 again to the NFC title game. 8-8. Got tired of dealing with Trent Baalke. Peace, I'm out. And then when he left, 5-11, 2-14, 6-10, 4-12. Okay? He goes to Michigan. A lot of people are like, well, Michigan's a historical power. He didn't have to do much. Before he gets there, 8-5, 7-6, 5-7. 3 consecutive years of getting worse. Jim Harbaugh gets there, 10-3, 10-3, 8-5, 10-3, 9-4. Then the COVID year, 2-4, down year. Reworks his contract, and all he does, 12-2, 13-1, back-to-back college football playoffs, back-to-back, I believe, Big Ten titles, right? I mean, the guy knows how to coach. The guy knows how to coach in college. The guy knows how to coach in the pros. I think he'd be a great coach for the Colts. Do I think he's coming here? I think there's a definite possibility. I think Jim Irsay's shooting for him. I think that's who he wants. The question is, what do you pay him? What does he want to work with Chris Ballard? If you're going to bring Ballard back, do we think they can work together? Let's say Jim Irsay brings in Harbaugh and says, hey, I want to keep Ballard. Harbaugh says, no, I'll come here, but I don't want Chris Ballard. I want to pick my own guy. What does Irsay do? Because Irsay does want to keep Ballard. I believe he does. But when he's got to pick between Harbaugh and Ballard, who's he picking? That's a great question when it comes to that. Money-wise, a lot of people are talking. The Broncos reportedly could offer $20 million a year, but do you want to go to the Broncos with that $243 million contract with a $103 million dead cap hit if they try to cut him this year? No first-round pick, no second-round pick. And I got called out from the Broncos country is they do have a first-round pick. It's the Niners, or it's the Dolphins, and it's a late first-round pick, no second-round pick, right? And not a lot of cap space. Do you want that? Panthers. They're behind the Colts when it comes to who they're going to take at quarterback. They got rid of a lot of talent, and you got a really, really temperamental owner. Do you want to go there? I don't know. I mean, I think the Colts are the best job that he could take. I think that he would be beloved in Indianapolis because of the fact that he's a former player, former Ring of Honor, and he's proven. I think that would be a great thing. And then money-wise, you don't got to pay him maybe $20 million a year. Maybe he wants that. But I posted a tweet that said, right now his buyout's like $2.5 million. His salary is like 7.6. You could pay the buyout, double his salary, and guess what, guys? He's not even the highest paid coach in the NFL at that point. It's like $14 million, $15 million a year. The highest paid NFL coach, Sean McVay, is making 18 to 19. Belichick's up there in like 15, 16. Like he's going to be in he would be in the top 5, but not the highest paid. And that's a doable thing. So In the end, do I think that he's a good fit for the Colts? I do. I think he is a culture setter. I think he can reset the culture here in Indy. I think there's a real chance. I think he's a great coach. I think if you can get him, you go get him. And I also think Jim Irsay has him as his number one target. I believe those reports. And also to throw out the Colts being a better fit, top 5 pick. He's going to have his pick at quarterback on who he wants. More than likely, outside of Bryce Young, he can pick. Does he want CJ Stroud? Does he want Will Levis? Does he want Anthony Richardson? He's going to be able to pick that. He doesn't get those options at the other place. He's stuck with Russell Wilson, or he could go and he'd have to try to find somebody with the Panthers. Does he want Sam Darnold? Those are the things. So that makes me think that the Colts are the best fit. Like I said, I think that it's a great fit. I think that it'll be very interesting to see. I think he takes the interview, and I think the Colts give it, and we'll see what happens. As always, you guys, thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing, all those great things. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think about it. Same thing that we end these things the same way we always do. I love you. I know Zach loves you. I'm out.